Okay, guys, I'm here with Max.
Hola.
Cheers, Max.
What's up?
Max is one of the brewers from Ebeltoft,
Yes.
and we're drinking your beer right now. We have a few beers on the table, actually. This one I was starting to drink is Petroleum.
Yeah.
Can you tell us about the beer?
Yeah, it's
Well, they drank faster because I was talking.
finished.
they're done, right? They've been drinking fast.
They drank it too fast.
Yeah.
They didn't enjoy it like me.
Yeah. So Petroleum IPA, it's of course an IPA, and I think we inspired in the Chicago style of IPA.
Yeah, like Midwest.
Midwest, yeah, exactly. It's not like it's not either East Coast or West Coast. It's like it's not a mix, but it's something in between.
Yes.
It reminds me of Lizard King from Pipeworks.
Yeah, actually Chicago. Yeah. So I think it reminds me a little bit of what's the name of the brewery? It's not Pipeworks. It's not Revolution. It's the other one from Chicago. It's not Goose Line, of course. There's a third one. Half Acre.
Half Acre. Yeah.
Half Acre IPA.
Like Big Hugs and those beers.
Yeah, like what's the name? Daisy Cutter.
Daisy Cutter. Yeah.
So it's a super simple grist, just Pilsner malt and Carapils. So super easy going, super dry, more dry actually, and hopped with the classics Amarillo, Simcoe, and Citra.
The Simcoe explains like the oniony, dank kind of like
Blueberry thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then the Citra always gets you a little bit of passion fruit, like a touch of that, and then the Amarillo for me, it's always like a little bit spicy, but it's spicy in another European, but in an American way.
To me, it's like spicy citrus.
Yes, exactly.
Like spicy but orangey, and like it's weird to say, but it's like a spicy citrus.
Yeah.
Kind of. But I think it's really good, and it's fun to have something like this as well because the other IPAs you do are kind of the hazy New England stuff.
Yeah.
It's very nice to have that in between.
Yeah, and it's not too bitter.
No, but it has a snappy bitterness
Yeah.
because it's so dry as well.
Yeah,
without
exactly.
being crazy bitter.
The idea is to make a super dry beer that it can be like it invites you to another drink, basically. Like because the New England IPAs, that's what I get. Is that I can drink a really good pint, but sometimes the second one, unless it's really well made,
Yeah.
it's a little bit hard for me.
Yeah.
And that's why I drink more lagers than IPAs.
I've started to do the same because I think the drinkability of a lager is just so much higher because oftentimes like they're either like they're too sweet or they're too dry and bitter and it just varies. Especially like also sometimes when they're really fresh the New England IPAs.
Yeah.
I think it gets a bit much or they're overhopped.
Yeah, actually I was listening today to a podcast from Sam from Other Half, and he was saying that his beers peak 2 weeks after they've been kegged or canned.
Yeah.
And I agree. Like, you always talk about, it's super fresh. The New England super fresh, but I think it needs a little bit
Time.
in the vessel, in the keg or in the can.
The same with your Wildflower. I had it as one of the first beers here, and I thought it was really good, so passion fruity. But I think in 2 weeks it will be really dope because you just tapped it today.
Yeah.
And as Lucas told us on the tour, he thinks 19 days is the perfect time frame for Wildflower.
I disagree.
Okay.
I disagree. He works for sales.
But you work in brewing.
I work in brewing. I think it's 25. 25 days. A little bit more, but he wants to sell the beer, so he wants to say a little bit less.
So what about this one? So look at this, guys. Look at the glassware they're getting. Proper steins with a little top on. So this is the Hellebuck.
Pælbock. Yeah.
Pælbock. What's it called?
It's called Pælbock.
Pælbock. Okay.
Yeah.
Wasn't it called Sommerdrømme? Lucas said.
I think there's two beers. Two
Oh,
different
okay.
beers.
So because we
One
had
is-
Sommerdrømme first. And this is the Pælbock.
This is the Pælbock, yeah. So Sommerdrømme it's a lager, a little bit more fresher, like a killer lager, but a little bit higher in alcohol, 6%. So it's a big beer, but it's supposed. The idea is to drink it fresh, drink it in the summer, not lager too much. The Pælbock is completely different. It's also a high ABV lager, but it was lager for 200 days.
Oh, this is the one for 200 days. Yeah.
200 days lager.
That's what Lucas talked about as well.
Yeah, so it's also our lagers. We like them to be super simple, like just Pilsner malts, decoction mash. I think we get a lot of nice character with the decoction mash. Like we don't need to use Munich or kind of Pils or Vienna or wheat or whatever. I think
Wheat shouldn't also be in a lager in my mind. But.
Yeah, me neither. But some people do it. They get
Yeah.
I want some creaminess or head retention or this. I think if you make a good beer, if you're a good brewer, you should make a good beer with just Pilsner.
Yeah.
That's what they do in Germany, that's what they do in other countries, and I think we should be able to do it in Denmark as well. So Pale Bock is just 100% Pilsner malt, Pale hops, one of our favorites.
Yeah, it seems to be one of your go-tos.
Yeah, it's you get.
They produce a very spicy and slightly herbal character, I think.
Yeah,
But also a little bit grassy. It's not as fruity as some of the other, like Mittelfruit, for example.
Yeah, it's not. We prefer the middle fruit for our Helles. And we want to change, like have a huge difference, in between our lagers because they're basically the same malt grist.
Yeah.
And
So the difference can be your hops.
Yeah, exactly, or the yeast we use.
Yeah.
So our Pale Bock, I think it's a really nice beer because you get a little bit of honey, a little bit of bready.
Yeah. It's got like that honey malt, almost like sweetness, but and then like it's bready, it's doughy, and then it has like this peppery, grassy, like hoppy flavor, but it's not like crazy bitter or anything. It's like really.
It's really balanced, I think.
Yeah.
And it took some time to get it over there. That's why we lagered it for 200 years. We thought it was a good beer, but then it was like, maybe it's too sulfury, or maybe it needs.
I don't think it's too sulfuric, and I barely even notice any sulfur.
Yeah.
And to be honest, I think in some lagers, I think it's actually nice to have just a tiny amount of sulfur because it produces like with the yeast. I think it almost gives like a slight fruitiness.
Yeah.
But it's very slight. So in small amounts it can be okay, I think.
In our case, we ferment our lager super low.
Cold.
Super cold, super cold. And that, in some sense, it's really hard for the sulfur. Because the lower you ferment your beer, the more sulfur you're going to get in the beer. So you need to lager a little bit more. For example, our Helles, we don't sell it at least 2 months in the tank. 60 days. If you compare to any other lagers in the market, sometimes it's 1 month. But they ferment higher. We get I think that's my opinion and the view of the brewery. I'm not saying that's the law or that's how it should be. I think you get better lagers fermented super low. When you start to get higher, you start to get really close to a mass market lager.
Yeah, and you get weird flavors. But also mass market lagers are fermented higher to keep up with production.
Yeah, of course.
In general.
Yeah.
So, but that's just nerdy brewer talk.
Yeah, sorry.
Most of you guys might not understand these stuff, but we geek out. But this beer then is your double bock called Bock Me.
Yeah.
And this is very cool because you only use Munich malt. Tell us a little bit about the beer.
Yeah, we have made this beer a couple times. The idea is to get liquid bread beer.
It is liquid bread.
Liquid bread beer. It's long boil. It's Munich malt. It has a really nice hue, really nice color.
Yeah, it's like deep mahogany red.
It's I think
Red or copper, maybe like
copper.
a really deep copper.
And it's not too sweet. Some double bocks can get overly sweet, and it's quite balanced. Even though I think, like if you think about the classics of double bocks,
Like Iyengar,
for
one
example,
of my favorites.
or
Paulana Salvatore.
Paulana Salvatore, yeah, and they are amazing beers. But for me, I think a little bit
Too sweet. Okay,
Too sweet.
yeah, okay.
A little bit. They lack a little bit bitterness. I think we like bitterness. And it needs to be balanced. I think a beer, any kind of beer, you should be able to drink it in a pint. And that's when it's a really nice balance. Sours, imperial stouts, everything needs to be drinking in 1 pint. And I think that's our idea in the brewery here, is to make seasonal beers. We are not the most maybe the most crazy beers around here. There's a lot of people doing that. We are more I think that we're more into make session beers, and I like it because that's what I
Making,
I do.
as Lucas said on the tour, making beers that you want to drink and want to have more than one of.
Yes, exactly. And that's what I think.
This is the Helles from Madden.
And the Helles as well.
Yeah, it's just
So,
Should I talk about the Helles now or what?
you're doing it too quickly, Brett. We're not done with this because this one was also boiled for 3 hours. Right?
Yeah.
3 hours.
Så er der andre, der
Jeg er klar på dig.
Long boil, double boil. But I think it's really good. The thing is, this is a style I never really drink anymore.
Yeah.
But
Den her.
I definitely think it's a style. I don't know if it's. I prefer like if I want really malty beer, I usually prefer barley wine. But I know you have a barley wine too. But I think this is very nice double bock. But my favorite so far in terms of the lagers, I think has been a toss up with like the Helles and maybe the 200 day Hellerbock and the North German. I think is very nice as well. But I think the North German it's quite dry, so I think I could drink more of the Helles.
Yeah.
But it's still very nice. I mean, I love that you guys are doing so many lagers. Because there's so many breweries in Denmark now not doing this, and like the fact that you have both the haze, but you also have like classic beer.
Yeah.
I really enjoy, and I hope we'll see more of a throwback in the beer industry to making more classical beer styles, and not just like beers with funny ingredients.
Det er den sygeste undskyldning.
I think you would agree that it's so much harder to make a lager, a clean beer, than to make
Jeg har heller aldrig nogensinde prøvet
an
at få en
Adjunct
sportsbehåring.
stout
Yeah.
or make a keto sour with a shitload of fruit,
Yeah,
or making a hazy IPA with a shitload of hops. It's hard to make them.
it is.
It is hard to make them.
but
make it-
nailing this stuff is harder.
Yeah, I think it's and yeah, any flaw,
Hvorfor er vi ikke
any
gået lidt
little
It
flaw,
stands out.
yeah, like. So you need to be really keen on what you do and really keen on your process and. I don't know. I prefer lagers in general, and that's what I drink.
I mean, look at your cap.
Yeah.
It says Centner.
Yeah, like every day after work, I have a lager. Every day.
nice.
At work, I always like my job here is to keep the cellar going, so I always have to taste all the beers that come out of the production. But the ones that I really enjoy after a hard day of work, it's a lager, and usually
It's same for me, man.
and usually it's a Helles.
Yeah.
Usually it's a Helles because I think our Helles is the best beer we make. I don't know why. I think that, but it's a beer that I can drink in breakfast, lunch, dinner, really late in the evening,
yeah.
nights. Yeah.
It's nice. Well, it's very nice to have a chat with you on the channel about your beers, Max.
Yeah,
It's really fun. Yeah, first time. And we've tried quite a few now. Lucas has talked about we need to try more. We'll see about that later. But right now, I just wanted to get Max on camera because he brews here. It'd be fun to get his thoughts. So, yeah, thanks a ton for joining, Max.
Yeah, pleasure.
Cheers.
Skål.
Skål.
Fucking servet, altså.
Okay, guys, I got just straight fresh from the tank. Helles lagers. Here you go. Super grassy. Powder hops as well.
No.
Middle for you, and that's why it's more citric and floral, right?
It
smells very nice. And I can see why that's your favorite beer. I like that more than North German because it's very fruity. And it's like fruity, a little bit of a fruity lager kind of like ester type thing with like fruity citric and also like for me elderflower for middle for you.
Yeah, the fruitiness that comes from the hops, not from the fermentation actually, because it's really cold fermented.
So the fruitiness, because I've always talked about like I think some lagers, at least if they're slightly warm fermented, you get a little bit of a bright ester.
Yeah.
But this is all middle for you.
Yeah, and I think it's probably one of the few Helles in the world that is actually late hopped.
Oh, you late hop this?
Yeah, not dry hop, but late hop.
Yeah.
And I think that makes a huge difference in the other Helles. Maybe it's not a classic Helles, like we'll say a classic Helles.
I think if you serve this in Franconia, some people would say it's a little too hoppy, but I like it. I think I understand why it's your favorite, Max, because this you can drink a lot of.
And it's not aggressively hopped. Like,
No.
It's not American hop is beer.
It's gently hopped.
It's gently hopped, and I think it's perfectly.
It's really good. And just look at this glass they gave me, guys.
Jeg har fat i den nu.
I love it. It's fantastic. Are you having the same, Brett? Headless?
No, I'm having lost for life.
Ah,
Det er et
well,
godt spørgsmål.
Session IPA.
Jeg vil ikke overlade
what do you?
Jakob, må jeg lige låne din hånd?
Well, let's just have a session IPA then. We're just trying so many beers right now, and all.
Nå, jeg har en tallerken. Har vi ikke
Yeah,
tallerken?
definitely pineapple. Also a bit dank, but
Nej, det er et godt
this is where it's at. Hit us from the tank.
Jeg tror lige, jeg skal vaske fingre.
Thanks for the sample, Max.
Er det tænker du, det er galt?
Cheers.
Ja, cheers.
Yeah, cheers to you guys.
Nå, nej, det er fint.
No, I brew beer in Aalborg, so quite far from here, but cheers.
Not that far.
Kind of, not too bad.
How many? 1 hour and a half? 2 hours?
1.5 hours.
Oh,
But Max-
who you're driving with.
This was dope. Getting
This-
beer fresh from the tank, man.
This is the dope.
It is.
This is the dope.
It is. So yeah, cheers. This is really good. Thank you. Do you want to say something? You want to be on the camera? Do you want?
I'm not sure what I'm
You should say tacos al pastor.
Tacos al pastor.
Tacos al pastor. But yeah, this is very good.
Den her, du.
This is this is the experience. And people
Så er det godt, vi har den her.
are cooking on the barbecue, and there's like bluegrass music. This is very nice. And your headless is very nice.
Thank you. Do you think, Peter, that this is one of the best places in Denmark to have beer?
It is.
I could definitely live here. Let's say it like that. My liver wouldn't be that happy, but no, I think this just embodies the almost like the Danish summer spirit.
Yeah.
Going here at Sankt Hans, I think would be amazing.
It was amazing. It was amazing, yeah.
Yeah, this is dope. Cheers, guys. Drink some more headless.
Helles is life. Helles is life.
Headless is life.
Der.
Now, that was a fantastic way to spend a weekend. As you just noticed, guys, it was getting a bit rowdy there towards the end of the video. So I kind of just cut off the filming, and we ended up just hanging out. Me, Max, Lucas was there for a bit too, and even Peter, the owner, came out, and we were just hanging out, everyone. Just, we were grilling, drinking some beers. It was great fun. What a setting for a brewery too. I mean, if you're ever in the Ebeltoft area, I think this is one of the must-visit for breweries. Also just in Denmark, because it's such a beautiful location. As he was saying in the end of the video, Max, it's like, isn't this one of the perfect settings to drink beers in? It kind of was. It was really what you think of when you think of Denmark in the summer. So it's a must-visit place for sure. And I'm not just saying that because, they gave me some free glassware and whatever, and were kind enough to host us for this weekend. No, they are very genuinely awesome people, and it was just very nice to hang out and just drink some beer with them and just hear about the whole brewery and what the future plans and everything. Peter was very kind to talk about all the things they've got going on, which was very fun. So I urge you guys to come down and check them out. You can't probably camp as we did because we were camping on their private field, but nearby there are camping possibilities if you want to go visit the brewery, so you can do that. And we were just, that evening when the video kind of cut short, Brett and Max just packed a bunch of different beers, and we went down to our camp, and we just sat there towards like the long hours of the evening just having a great time, which was really fun. And just really chill and cozy. So it's a definite must visit for breweries in Denmark, I think. And hopefully we can do more of these. I've got a few things planned with this. I don't know how and when and what will go on because of this whole COVID thing. Right now it seems like it's slowly on the rise in Denmark. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But that was just such a great weekend. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thanks a ton to both Max, Lucas, and Peter for great hospitality, and it was just so fun hanging out at the brewery. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video, and thanks a ton for the hospitality to all the crew at Ebeltoft Gårdbryggeri. If you guys had a chance to try any of these beers seen in the video, let me know what you thought of them. Let me know what your favorite Ebeltoft beer is. Right now I'm drinking Wildflower, their New England IPA, but it's not as fresh as at the brewery. But yeah, let me know. And as always, remember to comment, subscribe, check out the Facebook fan page and Twitter and Instagram. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. And remember to ring the bell for future notifications about videos. And I want to say cheers again in some Wildflower IPA. See you guys in another beer review. Or on the road video like this was.